Tnt Amusements. This is my friend Johnny. Johnny, we are here. Finally set this up. I have a little bit of clout on YouTube. Todd Tucky, Mr. Basic Cable Infomercial God. Oh, hi, Todd.
You're late.
Sorry.
Come in.
Sorry.
Meeting up with you you guys is sometimes difficult, but I understand you're Johnny.
I'm Johnny.
And you're the captain.
I'm the captain.
Well, I love to say hello, but I have my own unique way of saying hello.
Okay.
So I'll start with you, Johnny. Good morning. And then, of course, you.
Oh.
Hello. You better have put in the appropriate eye poke and sound effects.
I will, Todd.
Anyway,
yes.
We are here. This is where we've been since '86. We bought the building in 1986.
Okay.
We've had these machines in these various little rooms, and people have been coming here for many years buying them.
Right.
At least we hope they do.
Right.
But we also rent the show. Have you been here for a party yet?
No, I haven't. My brother had a birthday party for his kid.
I was here probably 2 years ago at this point.
Right. Was I here when
you weren't here? And he actually was so nice that he signed an autographed card for me, and I still have it. And
in a frame.
I don't remember you.
Oh.
For good reason.
Right.
Foiled again.
Well, you know, we do have a lot of people come and go. We've had 25,000 parties in this room.
Wow.
I counted them. It was over that, well over that. Since 1986, though. 86, 87, we started the parties. So if you think about it, that's 32 years. It's about 900 parties a year.
Oh my God, that's more than. That's probably more than. I tell you what, a better time than other video game places.
Kids can have fun anywhere. You can have a kids go in the backyard and just have an empty big cardboard box and they'll have fun.
Right.
But yeah, people have a good time here, but the adults have a good time because we have the classic. The older games like WrestleFest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Speakeasy. This machine, it's hard to believe it was made in 1983.
Wow.
Okay, but the Beatles just came out.
Wow. They're still. That's what I was wondering. Like, are they still making pinball machines?
This machine came out in 1979. Do you know that's 40 years ago? This machine was new. But I want you to notice. I'm going to turn the overhead lights off real quick. Do you see the colors? Originally, this was lit by light bulbs.
Okay.
But now it's lit with LEDs.
Oh.
And LEDs can be various colors. You can do color changers.
Mm-hmm.
We added lights that were never there. We now light the flipper area.
Mm-hmm.
Other people don't. But even brand new machines don't have the flipper area. We like this because you can see the ball when it comes down. So we do upgrades that other people haven't done. This room has some rubbish in it. Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, here's a good choice. Pirates has LEDs.
Okay.
Gilligan's Island does not yet.
Right. You see how lighter that one is compared to Pirates.
This is how everything was lit for 60, 70 years. Wow. They were lit with incandescent, clear light bulbs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Pirates just has white LEDs, but do you see how vibrant it is?
Yeah.
Now we're gonna actually make more green in here. We're gonna light this shit more green. We have plans for this. This just came in trade, so we do trade-ins. So we get stuff on. Now look, who would want this thing in their house? This is like enormous.
Right.
Enormous. So what we do, a lot of our games are offered at a much lower price as is, whereas for people that want to do their own work.
Oh,
so
there's people out there that actually do that.
Yes. So in other words, you can buy this retail for $19.99 or $900, working fine, but as is.
As
and
is.
You do the touch up on the cabinet. You take care of a problem if the monitor goes bad, whatever. So a lot of these games are offered. Operation Wolf's the same way. We'll restore this with all new artwork. It's $2,500, but you can buy it for $1,200. Working fine, but just the way it is. You roll it out, it's yours.
Oh, you gotta.
Now, if you call me up for service, hello. Oh, you bought it as is? Oh, okay. Here, let me connect you to the service department. Bang!
Oh, wow.
Well, we will come out and fix it. However, you have to pay the going rate.
And it's not just games. You also had like the touch screens. Right.
Yeah, sadly, the company that made this went bankrupt. They lost everything.
Okay.
They were in Bensalem.
Oh, really?
Merit Enterprises. There for years and years. They were absolutely the biggest in the world. They were amazing. And now they're gone. Because the touchscreen games stopped being popular. Because everybody has the games on their phone.
You have your own touchscreen in your pocket.
Right.
Everybody likes the classics. Now, this is a nice driving game, I suppose.
Right.
But what sells are the classics, like Frogger.
Right.
People want the older games.
Okay.
Now, here's a good example. 1999, we have Frogger. But for $900, we'll sell it as is, working fine, and then you can buy the overlay. This needs a new control panel overlay. You can take the old one off. You can put it on. The overlay is $60.
Did Seinfeld help with sales after that one episode?
A lot of people asked about the game, and what he did was impossible, because if you unplug the plug from the wall, all the high scores are gone.
Always.
They go back to factory. Do you see that 4630? That's in there. It's probably one of the programmer's score. So if you unplug it and plug it back in, that high score will come up there every time. But there's now a circuit board that was made aftermarket that plugs into the original Frogger board and saves the high scores.
Oh.
Wow.
So
George can do it.
Yes. For $45, you can buy the board, plug it in yourself. You take a chip off the board. It's in a socket. Plug the new board in and plug the chip you took out into that board. And from now on, you'll be able to keep all your high scores. So George doesn't have to leave it plugged in.
And I think at the end of that episode, the machine gets destroyed anyway because he was trying to save the high score.
Right.
Crushed it. They crushed a poor, helpless. Well, of course, back then, when your budget for your TV show was $100,000, losing a $2,000 game is no big crisis. Now down here, this hallway, we have little rooms that the kids, actually adults can fit in there too. You can stick your head in if you want. But, we play a game here. We call it, the kids love playing. It's called Find the Razor Blade.
Oh.
And what we do is we hide 20 razor blades. They're double-edged. And the child that finds the most with the least amount of cuts wins a signed card of me.
That's the ultimate prize.
I have a signed card. I have a signed card.
Johnny, you won that game last time.
I won that game last
Any
time.
cuts?
No cuts, right? No cuts, 7 razor
Now,
blades.
if you have your party here, you get the chance to see our hologram collection that I think is actually the biggest on the East Coast. I have holograms throughout here. The clown, for instance, is hiding 3 different clown faces.
Right. I don't think the camera's going to pick. They got to come here in person to see that.
Yeah, you will.
Right.
So you'll get a chance to see my dusty hologram collection. Here's another room here, and we have access to another. This must have moved, but we light the whole passages so the kids can crawl in there.
Okay.
And find more razors.
Genius idea. What's this do?
Now, every time you come here, by the way, the games will be different.
Right.
Because we're trying to sell this crap. I mean, these games.
Crap is not the ideal word. How about treasures? Treasures from the past.
Action.
Now, this is something called the chassis. This is what the TV hooks up to. This is the high voltage anode, okay, that goes on the tube. This plugs into the end of it. And then these other cables plug into other elements. And then this puts the picture on the screen. So this little gadget, this thing, that's called the flyback. This runs about 20,000 volts. So it doesn't hurt you now because there's nothing running in it. And
right.
We've already gotten the charge out of it.
I was going to say,
but if you wanted to die real fast.
I don't, but okay.
Okay. All you'd have to do is turn it on and touch this and be standing on ground, and baby, you're dead.
So every day,
like a lightning bolt.
Every day, Todd puts his life on the line for us to play these videos.
But you
Thank
see,
you, Todd.
this is perfectly fine because you see, even if I touch it now,
If you remember the infomercials. The inflatable hand. What, 4 times he gets us on the one of
you
them.
have to look down. You're on the captain's channel, but you got to go to our channel, TNT Amusements.
Oh, I'll have that pop up right
YouTube.
here.
Yes. Go, you know how to do it.
Yeah, I know how to do that. And then at the end, I'll have a subscription to Todd's TNT channel.
Subscribe to me. I'm broke.
Yeah.
This machine was made in '95. Okay, and a customer sent this to us. He bought it on eBay, and it wasn't as described.
Oh, you ever have that happen to you? That's why you don't go to eBay. You just come to TNT Amusements, see Todd, everything. Now,
You never have those problems.
30-day
I
in-day
have
trial.
the 30-day trial, but you can buy a game from us. You have 30 days to change your mind. So we have that option open for anybody that buys it. But some things can never be fixed. Now, here's a good example. This. Let me show you the inside.
Uh-oh.
Horrific is the only word I can describe this with. Now, the only thing we're saving out of it is that board, that's the logic board, and the television set, which will take a place up here. Because you see, it's illegal in the United States to manufacture picture tubes.
It is?
They made it illegal in 2005.
Oh, with that light bulb change?
Well, it was a combination. Picture tubes have a ton of rare substances and elements in it, and nobody, they just made it. You just can't buy a picture tube.
Wow.
The only place you can buy picture tube monitors, replacement monitors, is in Red China.
Uh-oh.
And unfortunately, those sets last about a year.
Right.
And so the chemicals in those tubes are hazardous.
That's right.
So again, Todd Tucky risked his life for your entertainment.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Electrocution, cancer, yeah.
Every day.
day.
Here's an example of a before and after machine.
Okay.
So, this is a Pac-Man that came in, and we have scratches, general ugliness.
Right.
And here's a Miss Pac-Man Steven is restored. The Miss Pac-Man machine is in fact 2001 or 1981.
Right.
So this is 38 years old.
Wow.
I always liked Miss Pac-Man more than Pac-Man. Miss Pac-Man was faster. I think that's why.
Well, Miss Pac-Man had 4 screens. Pac-Man just has 1. So in other words, you play
I
Pac-Man,
never
it's
even
just one
noticed that.
maze. Well, Miss Pac-Man has 4 different mazes.
So I played Miss Pac-Man at Ethel's. I didn't go to college, but I spent my college tuition playing Miss Pac-Man.
Alien Poker was made in 1980, and it's in the process of being restored. So he has to put you remember how I told you we lit this up? He's going to put a sticker here. He's going to light this up. So I think once this is done and we get it in the showroom, somebody will buy it. They better. Now, they used the clear bulbs. They came out with something called a condom that slid over over the bulb.
So many questions are being answered. We wanted to know, did you ever make whoopee to Pac-Man fever?
Well, I'm probably gonna guess that my Scotty did, and my Wallace did, and my Steven.
Everybody's doing it to Pac-Man fever. We were listening to that to the way here,
All the way over.
and it doesn't hold up.
Oh. All right, let's go out here.
Oh, look, see the screen. This is why
Oh, it's burnt, the image.
right.
onto
That's
the
why you
screen.
never pause your screen on TVs for more than 10 minutes because
Right.
that happened. It burns your screen.
Now,
Look at that.
Of course, it burned the screen for almost 40 years. So this is what would happen. That's a Super Pac-Man burn-in. This is Pac-Man, and in different various stages of burn-in. Now, believe it or not, the colors are still vivid on these. They were beautiful. You put a piece of blackout on the front, you can barely see the burn-in. But we recycle them. These are waiting to be picked up because of all the wonderful
You know,
pieces of metal.
shocking. I bet you could put that in an art museum
That's what I was thinking.
and make that a piece of
I'm
art.
telling
Well,
you.
you know, we actually had a lady that thought their game was working because she said the maze is on the screen.
Uh-huh.
And it was the burn and the monitor had actually failed. Now, keeping in mind, everything you see here is between 30 and 40 years old. Monitors do fail but in almost every case you can rebuild them so they're like new. You don't have the burn-in, you can make the monitor good for another 40 years by changing about, I guess about 25 parts. This is a Raiden, and we have a WWF Superstar.
Right, wow.
And these are both going to Canada. Good old
International.
Newfoundland. We ship all over the world now.
Wow.
Are really into games.
Well, were games like all right? So this is one of my all-time favorite, Spy Hunter. So that was a worldwide game. That wasn't just a. Oh, I never thought about that.
They made a lot of them. They probably made not 8,000 or 9,000 of them. I would have guessed. This is the standard upright, and then they have a cockpit. Now here's a Turtles. This is hugely hit. We've actually sold this.
Right.
But it's on layaway. This is going to have to get all new artwork because, as you can see, it's pretty horrific.
Now, there's a place right now that probably just sells those stickers, or
yes, none of it is really licensed. See, the companies that made this are gone.
Right.
So people have taken it upon themselves to bring back life to these games, and you can order this sticker. You can also order the part that has this on it, whole sheet that has everything on it, or just the sticker, unless you like to have John's name. You know.
Right.
I know who did. I got J.O. Yeah. By the way, isn't he doing a great job as cameraman?
Oh, now look, I want to show you.
I'm enjoying the tour.
This is what happened to many of the games. This used to be a game called
Smash TV.
Television.
Yeah.
And this is what they did. They set this image up of me in my younger days.
Right. I remember those 1995 infomercial.
That's how I used to look. I used to see that.
Right.
Now, what they did is they sold kits. So World Class Bowling was a kit. It would come in a cardboard box. The kit, the first kits were around 1,000. Then they went up to about 1,500. You got a box. Inside the box was artwork. You got the trackball. You got buttons. You got all new wiring. You got the logo, and you probably got side art. But this imbecile that converted this,
you don't need this. Right. It's going in the corner. So this guy's playing.
The bowler.
Look, he's a great bowler. They threw the ball right through that TV.
All around the world, classic arcades are opening.
Right.
There's probably one near you. There's one down in Center City. There's something called a Barcade.
Barcade, yeah.
That's just for 21 and older.
Right.
But now you can go to Morristown Game Vault. That's in Morristown, New Jersey.
Right.
You can go there.
Asbury Park has the
Asbury
pinball.
Park has the Pinball Palace. There's a pinball place in Malvern, PA.
Right.
There's also the Pinball Parlor in Erdenheim, PA.
Red Bank, New Jersey also has a classic arcade right down the street from the Secret Stash comic book run by Kevin Smith.
Now this is one of the new digital jukeboxes. It's not mine, it's just being stored here. But this is a good example. This is what you would get if you were a fisherman. Do you fish, Johnny?
Yes.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question. This is important for our viewers. What would happen if you found a place and suddenly the friggin' bass were biting? They were biting and you would catch them. Well, you'd want to stay there, right? You wouldn't want to drift away.
Not at all.
Thank you. So what you would do is with this, you would tie a large, heavy rope around it, drop it off the side of the boat, and then this thing will hold you in place while you fill your buckets full of fish. Then, when you're ready to go home, you just saw through the rope.
Just leave it. I like how he asked Johnny, the cameraman Johnny, if he's I'm the GD
you had
captain.
Your option to give him the camera.
I know.
You kept taking it.
I know.
back.
It's like my pacifier. He's doing a good job. Now I like the jukeboxes with the CDs and the 45s.
Well, actually, we walked right by it. I'm going to show you the very last Seaberg jukebox made. They never made them again. This was it.
Okay.
The end of the line, 1985.
Wow.
Plays 45s. But I want to show you something unique. In 1967, all the jukeboxes, suddenly, the windows where you saw the mechanism playing were gone. And instead, it was all covered over. You couldn't see anything. So this was one time that Seaberg brought back to life this window where you could look in and see the records playing. Yeah. That's something they brought it back one final time. Now these kick ass. Look at the size of this tweeter.
Wow.
Okay, got two enormous woofers in the bottom, 250 watts. This could fill your room, and then there's attachments where you could run extra speakers all around.
Wow.
And run multiple sound.
So if you, I have a ton of Elvis 45s. It would be so cool to have a 45 record, just all my Elvis 45s.
In one of those, and just
now,
relax.
The jukeboxes are good with records, but remember, if you play any record 1,000 times,
right,
it's going to get scratched because it's a diamond needle. So if you have a collection of records, very prized records, if you're going to play it 1,000 times in that jukebox, you will scratch it.
You got to rotate your records, as they say.
Or you'll still scratch it if you play it on your good stereo 1,000 times. So it's the quantity, not the quality. Here's a supply of cocktail tables.
Oh wow!
All right. So if you had a
Oh man, I missed Pac-Man on one of these forever.
NBA Jam. I'm sure this is probably. Is this one of your top 10 bestsellers?
Well, it is. That's our rental one. We rent them out. We do one-day parties. People they want some games at their house. See, if you rent a moon bounce, they show up an hour before.
Right.
They're there for your 2-hour party, and then they're out of there.
Right.
So with us, if you rent this game for Saturday, we'll drop it off Friday and pick it up Monday.
Oh, okay.
So you have it before the party, you have it during the party, and then you have it on Sunday after everybody went home.
And you don't have to worry about the guy showing up. And right, that's a great idea.
And we don't charge for the extra time. Here, these are new pinballs. This is Star War.
Wow.
And people hate it when I say war. So I do that on purpose. So this is Star War.
Right.
I think you just got a thumbs down for that.
It's all right. And by the way, whoever is thumb downing TNT videos, stop it.
Knock it off.
All right, seriously.
Well, we have a word for it. If you are able to fill the sign up, I put a title here that says creep. Now, if you didn't see the word creep, that means he didn't have the brains.
I can do that. I don't know about the finger. Yeah, I don't know about the eye poke or the slap, but I definitely can get creep to pop up.
Now, here we have some play fields. The cabinet fell apart on this, so we took this whole play field out, and somebody who owns this game is buying it for the wealth of parts. He may end up switching it with his game.
But look at the art on this. That's crazy. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah.
It's been a long time. Yes, sir.
Kurt wants to know, did you want him to contact that Bob Turner about that game?
This machine actually has a hologram under here. It's a three-dimensional hologram like in my showroom. It's the same material. And inside there's a piece, the hologram's here, it moves left and right, and behind it there's a motor that pushes on the hologram. So the creature looks like its arms are moving.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the projector's in the back, it reflects on this and it reflects up into that screen.
Wow.
That lights up when you see the premises, you're at the drive-in theater.
Oh, you see the 3D, yeah.
It's running here. And then it's a very clever, and you asked the year, it's from 1994.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you know how many years that is? It's just so many years ago.
Yeah, it's
Now,
25 years
somebody
ago.
orders this, we'll restore it so it's like,
But that's in pretty decent shape.
decent.
Yeah.
It's decent.
Compared
But
to
it's
some of them.
ugly.
This here. This is my all-time
Yeah,
old.
the bubble hockey. This
Oh.
is a customized bubble hockey. This company used to be in business. They're bankrupt now.
Oh, yeah?
The company that actually makes them all the time, see, they subcontracted this model. Is ICE.com. You can actually order a brand new one direct from the factory, and they cost anywhere from $27 to like $4,000.
For this?
Yes.
Wow.
And you can customize them now.
Okay.
Matter of fact, some of the scoreboards have color TVs in them, and that'll run video footage and stuff. It's really neat. You can
Wow.
do a lot of stuff. So your guys can look at that if they want.
Yeah.
We rarely get them in for sale.
No.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing.
Because I'm going to make this the Philly Captain's TNT infomercial.
Is watch this multiple times so he gets credit for the darn thing.
Right.
I've spent all this time because, you know how much time it takes to strike somebody across the face.
Oh, slap. No, I don't.
Do you know how much time it takes to eye poke somebody like that?
I have no idea,
You
Todd.
better have put the sound in there. I'm
I've got, Mrs. Captain, I gotta figure out how to do this. All right.
There's one aisle. You see all the legs from pinball machines.
Oh wow.
What we've discovered right here in Warminster is this wonderful place that takes this, okay, look,
Right.
and turns it into this.
Wow. Oh!
This is powder coated.
Oh, like American Chopper. They electrocute it and it gets like magnetized and they.
It's powder. Yeah. Now this.
Look at you being all scientific.
Huh?
Scott, what's the name of this company? Bonehead Performance in Warminster. God, I see. When you get to be my age, you don't remember. It's a beautiful job. It's $20 a leg. Now we could take this leg, scrub it in the sink, polish it up, paint it or whatever, but no, we're not going to do that because once we put this coating on it, the machine looks like new. These are all powder coated.
Right.
These are all, actually these are done too. These are next to go.
Okay.
So we take 4 or 5 sets over to them at a time, and then they can work from there. And it works out very nice because everybody's happy then. Everybody except my employees that hate me. They all hate me.
You're happy?
No, I'm not.
Exactly.
You know, these idiots are, I mean, these guys, I had to take all this time out of my busy life. Scott, don't I have a busy life?
It means he had to get off his ass.
Oh.
Well, listen, Todd. That.
Wait a minute.
Oh, one more thing. Oh, Zach's on. We were just talking about this.
This is a very rare cabaret. Cabarets are a smaller version that were made to go in the lobbies of like an IHOP,
Okay.
like Texas Roadhouse or something like that. They don't take up as much room because they're only 20 inches wide as opposed to 25. The footprint is much thinner. Here, it's much thinner.
Right.
Hey, I have lost 40 pounds since my heart attack 3 months ago.
Oh no.
And they're also shorter. This is 5 foot tall. The original game is 6.
Right. Right.
There's very few left in the world because most of them are converted to other games. There's one problem with having a cabaret is artwork because you can't. I'm trying to show you the control panel. We can't. The side art. You used to have beautiful side art.
Right.
I'm trying to find somebody that can make it.
Oh.
But there's nobody in America so far that has any of the side artwork for a cabaret. And the control panel overlay is kind of beat up.
Right.
So we're trying.
Zach's on had weird controllers.
It has a controller.
Like a Tron.
Yeah, the Zaxxon. Actually, a lot of your people might want to see this. We haven't restored it. See, we're hoping to get a new control panel overlay.
Right.
Okay, this is the original one. This is the original all-metal joystick. There's a little red light in there. And you can either squeeze this or you can hit this. They're both connected the same way. Look at under here. See, this isn't some plastic piece of crap.
Oh, look at that.
No.
This is all metal with a giant spring. And this is 40 years old.
They don't
Can
build
you
them
hear
like
the
they
clicks?
used.
Can
Yeah, I
you
hear
hear
the
the
clicks.
clicks?
Yeah.
Micro switches are good for millions of firings, unless you get a defective one. And these are called a leaf switch. There's no micro switch. These are supposedly the best kind of switches you can get. And they were out of production. You couldn't even buy a new one until the retro market started.
Wow.
So now you can bring your game back to life, with the exception of the artwork for this.
Right.
You can buy a lot of the original elements to bring
Monitors
the
for
game
that. Is
Well,
that a different sort of monitor, or is it
it's
just?
a 19-inch monitor. That's the standard size. Everything was 19-inch. There's no burn-in. The tube is beautiful.
Wow.
This is what they used to have. This is their copyright sticker. Now, they identified this as 44370. It's pretty safe to assume they only made 370 of these. Or this is 370. I would doubt they made more than 500 of these, where a regular full-size game would have a production of 5,000 maybe.
Right.
The next generation. They made a lot.
I went to school with Spock. Zachary Quinto. I tell people that all the time.
Zachary.
Yeah.
He was pretty good. He was pretty effective.
He was very good. So that's it. That's our TNT infomercial.
Did you guys enjoy yourselves?
Oh man, it's a blast.
You better give now. This is your opportunity to give this poor guy a thumbs up.
That's all I get is thumbs up. Now it's gonna get thumbs down.
Oh no, it's because I'm in it.
No.
What was that crack?
Guilty by association.
All right. Well, that's my TNT infomercial, 2019, 25
Hope
years.
you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. You better enjoy it.
And tell me if he didn't put the sound effects in.
Now you'll find out. Yeah, I'll send you. All right. Toodles.
Adios.